Hey everyone, quick update. For some reason, cutestuff's Fiverr link wasn't working for some people, so we decided to just create a new email for her. If you're wanting to hire her or have questions about editing, feel free to reach out to her directly at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Welcome once again to Musings by Danon. If you're new here, my name is Danon. I've been watching anime since 1985 and I'm currently reading over 500 manga or light novel series. As someone who has read a lot of manga and seen a lot of anime, as well as studied genre and story structure, I feel I have a pretty good grasp on which manga are worth your time, depending on your tastes. Which brings us to the subject of today's video, ranking the series that Waflles sponsored this past year. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. So, for those counting, this is the 12th video I've made for Waflles. One of the videos specifically focused on two characters in a single anime, so we won't be counting Bakano in our list. After all, we didn't do a video on Bakano, we just did one on Isaac and Miria. So, without further ado, per Waflles' request, we'll be ranking the videos he sponsored over the last year. Bubble. For those who watch, I'm sure you figured this out. I'm glad this show was only 90 minutes long. I didn't hate it. The show wasn't awful, it was just mid. If this type of show is up your alley, by all means give it a watch. I just thought it was a middle-of-the-road movie. There were so many things they could have done to improve it, starting with having the scientists stop talking. So much repetition. Just show us the story, we don't need constant reinforcement. Go watch Ponyo instead. Black Torch. I still haven't finished reading this manga, but what I did read was predictable and boring. The artwork was pretty good and I did like the main character, but the supporting cast and the overarching plot were not engaging. It was still better than Bubble though. Undead Unluck. This isn't a bad series. In fact, from what everyone has told me, it gets great later on. However, I didn't care about any of the characters. And if I don't care about any of the characters, I can't invest the time to read it. There are only so many hours in the day, and I'm limited on the time I can spend. Bibliophile Princess was a very cute show, but not particularly standout. I know that Waflles loves the main character to the point that he actually bought the light novels. I'm happy that he's getting into reading more than just manga, and I wish him the best of luck, but I didn't enjoy the series that much. For those who missed my video on it, this is a soft shoujo fantasy romance where the main girl has a fake engagement to the prince. And when she sees that the prince has found someone else, she realizes it's not the books in the royal library she'll be missing, but her fiancé. She's fallen in love with him and doesn't know how to express those feelings. After School Bitchcraft is a very cute manga. It's basically what if Harry Potter was a gyaru. The advantage is that this manga is only 3 volumes, so it's not a huge investment to get into the series. It also means that there will probably never be an anime made, but I could be wrong. Regardless, the series is cute, a little naughty, and a lot of fun. If you enjoy urban fantasy and gyarus, pick this series up today. Even Given the Worthless Appraiser class was a fun read. Hein, the main character, is given a little bit of power which evolves his appraiser ability, allowing him to absorb the skills of monsters he's killed. And no matter how powerful he becomes, he remains kind. The point of this manga is that kindness wins. No matter how much pain and suffering Hein goes through, he always keeps to his core of kindness. That's not to say the bad guys, especially the demons, get away with doing bad things though. The series is quite violent, but also a lot of fun, so I encourage you to check it out. Emperor and I is an adorable manga about a young girl who finds an emperor penguin in her fridge. The entire series can be read over on viz.com and I highly recommend it. If you're wanting just a cute, low-stress series about a family bonding with a rather odd animal, I think you should check it out. 31st Consort is a bit of a misnomer. It's one of those manga with a confusing name. In this case, consort means potential wife for the future king. In other words, it's all part of a giant game where different noble families push their daughters and try to gain as much power and influence as possible. After all, the family the queen comes from will gain enormous influence. But the main character of the series, Phalia, is just enjoying her vacation away from home. She spends her days gardening, baking, and hanging out with the guards that have been assigned to her. And despite only getting to see the prince every 3 months, Felia soon finds herself in the lead for the competition of next queen. The reason? To start, Felia was far more concerned with the prince getting a good night's rest and being a good hostess than in trying to ingratiate herself to him. She's just a down-to-earth girl with a good heart, and the prince can't help but fall in love with someone so guileless. But can an innocent country girl navigate a dangerous political landscape rife with assassinations, poisoning attempts, and rebel factions? If you want to find out, you'll have to read The 31st Consort, available over on Bookwalker. Kaiju Girl Caramelise was close to coming in first. This series is absolutely adorable. It basically asks the question, what if Godzilla was a cute teenage girl and had a boyfriend? Of course, when her heart goes doki doki, she transforms into a giant kaiju. This seriously puts a damper on her love life, as well as the surrounding architecture. As they say, oh no, there goes Tokyo. If I were as big a fan of kaiju dramas as Cute Stuff or Waflles, I'd probably put this one higher. It is very cute, and I do highly recommend it. But it wasn't quite number 1 for me. Accomplishments of the Duke's Daughter easily takes the number 1 spot, and I'll tell you why. Normally, I read either 5 volumes of a manga or 2 light novels for this specific tier. This gives me a good idea of how the story is and who I can recommend it to. I've encountered several series where the first volume of a light novel is phenomenal, but the story kind of falls apart after that. I've also read a few where the series gets better and better as the writer gains more experience and a better understanding of their characters. This one was one of the latter. The books kept getting better and better, and I wound up reading all 5 in this series. I could not put them down. This is that rarest of series, a josei isekai. Most isekai these days are shonen, along with a few seinen here and there. 90s and early 2000s isekai were almost entirely shoujo. But this, along with The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent, is the only josei isekai I've come across. And both series are phenomenal. Iris Armelia, the titular Duke's daughter, finds her world crumbling down as her fiancé, the second prince of the kingdom, abruptly and publicly ends their engagement. Thinking fast on her feet, Iris convinces her father to send her home. When she gets there, she immediately begins enacting change in her duchy. Welfare, tax reform, road improvements. Before anyone realizes what's going on, the Amelia Dukedom is a financial powerhouse. But her house still has enemies. How will Iris navigate these? And will she have to do it alone? If you want to find out, you'll have to read the first 5 volumes of this series, available on Bookwalker or Amazon. Now, there are 3 more afterwards that you can also read, but those detail the life and times of one of the other characters. I won't tell you who, you'll have to find out for yourself. Now, all of this was made possible because Waflles has generously supported this channel for over a year. He's been eagerly awaiting the day that I can do a top 10 list, and I'm excited to finally have it presented. Waflles, thank you so much for a year of support. It means the world to me. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There are several tiers to choose from. You can pick an anime or manga for me to do a video about, or you can join our monthly manga club. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waflles, Jiraiya, Muffins, Marcus, Phoenix Device, Squish, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, OT, Richard, Pob Zombie, Mark, Danny, Sandwich, Alex, Bryce, and John. You guys are awesome. I post new anime or manga videos often, or you can click here to watch additional videos. If you're looking for Commander content, I split my channel last year, so all new Commander videos are over on my other channel, Commander by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Danon.